Welcome back. Let's get to the sharp end of the appointment process. It's the information protocol that defines the roles, responsibilities, legal obligations, and how to manage project information, along with the integration of e-signatures that formalize and streamline these appointments. An information protocol will list where to find all of these information management resources, like the EIR, the AIR, etc. And it serves as the contractual foundation for detailing the processes, standards, the roles that the parties must adhere to when they exchange and manage project data.
Absolutely. It's also about defining information ownership and rights. This ensures clarity on who owns each piece of data, who has the authority to use it, and how it must be protected. For instance, design models might be owned by the architect, but shared access must be regulated for coordination. Without this clarity, projects risk legal disputes and workflow disruptions.
Finally, the protocol enforces compliance with ISO 19650 requirements by ensuring all shared information is validated and meets predefined standards before being distributed. This guarantees that the data shared across the teams is consistent, reliable, and aligned with the project's agreed standards.
Yep. Now let's break it down further. We'll show you exactly what goes into an effective information protocol to keep everything aligned and streamlined.
Let's start with defining the objectives of the information protocol. This step is all about setting a clear foundation. Every party involved must understand their roles and responsibilities when it comes to managing and producing information. It's also about aligning with Exchange Information Requirements or EIR and adhering to ISO 19650 standards. Beyond that, it provides legal and contractual clarity so everyone knows their obligations, rights, and liabilities upfront.
Exactly, Barty. And then we identify the key components that need to go into the protocol. This includes roles and responsibilities, clearly outlining who does what from the appointing party to the lead appointed party and the other appointed teams. It also covers information management procedures, compliance with standards like ISO 19650, intellectual property rights, and data security protocols. Don't forget about review and approval processes. These ensure the quality of every deliverable.
Next, we address the key content areas. For example, workflows for producing, sharing, and validating information needs to be defined. We specifying naming conventions and security requirements like legal obligations, licensing, and intellectual property rights also needs to be detailed to avoid any confusion later. This ensures the protocol covers both technical and legal aspects comprehensively.
And finally, the information protocol needs to be incorporated into the contract. This is where it becomes legally binding. Adding a clause such as the parties agree to comply with the information protocol at Appendix X ensures it holds contractual weight. The completed protocol can then be attached as an appendix or schedule to the contract. This step ties everything together, making the protocol enforceable and practical.
Yep. So once the contract is finalized and the information protocol is in place, the next step is the appointments. First, an agreement is made between the appointing party and the lead appointed party. Then the lead appointed party formalizes appointments with the appointed parties. This is a chain of events, and it ensures that we have back-to-back contracts and legal obligations that flow through the supply chain. These structured agreements set the foundation for clear collaboration and seamless project execution. Planoly makes creating and managing these appointment documents seamless and efficient. Let's walk through and show you how it works. Starting from the document library, one single click can bring in the appointment information with all of the information completed with smart fields, and we can really reduce the manual input required as we have to create lots of contracts. You can easily make edits and then export the documents in your desired format. You can customize it further by selecting the titles and the specific documents you want to include and reorder them as well, so you have the right order for all of these documents in the export. In the scope, you can filter for maybe just a specific team's responsibilities, so you can say just the architect or the appointing party and make sure that they're getting the specific contractual obligations that they are assigned to inside of Planoly. Once it's ready and approval is just one step away, we can define who has access and also who is needing to approve this document. Once we create it, we simply create a document name and we then hit the generate button, and all of those requirements for signature will go out automatically. We also need to define specific file naming conventions. The great thing inside of Planoly is that teams can actually follow their own requirements, and then inside of the common data environment, we can concatenate all of the important metadata to define a specific name for that document. And this will ensure that you're following ISO 19650 standards without even thinking about it. When you review a document, you can then either type your signature or draw your signature and agree to adopt it. It becomes affixed to the contract, and now it is a legally binding agreement that has been approved. It's stored in the common data environment, so everyone has a record of it. This e-signature process is straightforward. It enables you to get an approval and keep everything in the same place. Planoly makes the entire appointment, agreement, and signing process simple and streamlined. So remember,
don't plan late.
Plan early
with Planoly.